What I'm about to share with you tonight breaks every rule you've ever been taught about manifestation. It's unhinged, it's bold, it's almost reckless, and it's the most powerful method that exists. This isn't gentle visualization. This isn't soft affirmation. This isn't the careful, measured spirituality you've been practicing for years that hasn't quite delivered. This is the unhinged method, and it works precisely because it's unhinged. The reasonable, careful, measured approaches you've been trying have one fatal flaw. They keep one foot in your current reality while trying to step into a new one. They hedge, they negotiate, they ask the universe politely for permission to have something better. The unhinged method doesn't ask. It claims, completely, without apology, without backup plans, without keeping one foot in the old life just in case. Tonight, you're going to learn how to manifest the way the people who actually transform their lives manifest. Not with politeness, not with caution, not with the careful spiritual restraint that's been keeping you stuck. With complete unhinged commitment to claiming what you want, right now, in this moment, without permission from anyone or anything. Because the truth is, the careful approach has never worked. Only the unhinged approach has ever produced real results. Most manifestation work fails because it's too polite. You're too careful, too measured, too worried about what people will think. You visualize quietly, hoping nobody notices you're trying to change your life. You affirm softly, embarrassed by the words. You assume your dreams cautiously, ready to back down the moment evidence contradicts you. This polite approach signals one thing to consciousness: half commitment, and half commitment produces half results, at best. The universe doesn't reward polite asking. It reflects committed being, and committed being is unhinged, bold, unreasonable, indifferent to what anyone thinks. Think about the people who've actually transformed their lives. They didn't politely hope. They committed completely. They claimed their new identity with such conviction that the people around them thought they were delusional, and then they became right, while everyone else stayed reasonable. You've been trying not to look crazy while trying to manifest extraordinary things. You can't have both. Extraordinary results require extraordinary commitment, and extraordinary commitment looks unhinged to people stuck in ordinary thinking. Tonight, you're going to stop being polite. You're going to start being unhinged in the most powerful way possible. Completely committed to your new reality, regardless of how it looks to anyone else. Here's what unhinged manifestation actually looks like. You claim what you want like a complete lunatic. Not, I'd like to be wealthy. I am wealthy. Period. End of discussion. Not, I hope love finds me. I am deeply, completely loved. Right now. Always. Not, I'm working toward success. I am successful. It's already done. Move on. These claims sound insane to anyone listening. They sound delusional to your own mind at first. Good. That's exactly the point. If your claims sound reasonable, they're not bold enough. The unhinged method requires you to claim with the certainty of someone who has zero doubt. Not because you've manufactured confidence, but because you've decided that nothing, not your current circumstances, not your past, not your doubts, not anyone's opinion, gets to override what you claim. This feels uncomfortable at first because you've been trained to qualify every statement, to hedge, to add disclaimers. I am wealthy, I mean I will be wealthy. Well, I'm working on it. All of this is the polite manifestation that produces nothing. Drop the hedging. Claim it like a lunatic. I am that. End of statement. No qualifiers, no apologies, no backup plans. This level of claiming is what consciousness actually responds to, because it signals total commitment, and total commitment is the only thing that produces total results. The polite manifester needs their dreams to make sense. They want to understand how it will happen. They want a logical path from where they are to where they want to be. The unhinged manifester doesn't care if it makes sense. Logic is for engineering. Manifestation is for consciousness. And consciousness doesn't operate on logic. It operates on assumption, and assumption doesn't require a logical path. If you can only claim what makes sense, you'll only manifest small things, things you can already see how to get. But the big dreams, the ones that would actually transform your life, they don't make sense from where you currently are. They require a leap that logic can't justify. The unhinged method abandons logic at this point. You claim the dream without needing to know how it will happen, without needing the path to make sense, without requiring your rational mind to approve. This sounds reckless, but it's actually how every breakthrough has ever happened. The wealthy person didn't manifest wealth through a logical plan they could justify. They claimed wealth, and then the universe arranged things in ways that didn't make sense until they happened. Stop demanding that your manifestation make sense. The how is not your job. Your job is to claim, boldly, unhingedly, without needing rationality's permission to want what you want. Here's the most unhinged thing you can do. Burn your backup plan. Most people manifest with one hand and hold on to their old life with the other. They claim wealth while saving for emergencies they secretly expect. They claim love while preparing for loneliness. They claim success while quietly planning what they'll do when it fails. This is why nothing changes, because they've split their commitment. Half in the new reality, half in the old, and consciousness reflects the dominant commitment, which is usually the safer one, the backup plan. The unhinged manifester doesn't keep a backup plan. They burn it, not literally, internally. This means stop preparing for failure. Stop having secret conversations with yourself about what if this doesn't work. Stop holding on to the identity of someone who might need to fall back on the old life. You're not going back. There is no backup plan. This is happening. The new reality is the only reality you're preparing for. This is terrifying to the cautious mind. It feels reckless. But it's the only level of commitment that actually creates. As long as you have a backup, consciousness knows you're not really committed, and it gives you exactly what you're committed to, which is a hedged half-life. Burn the backup. Be fully in, whatever it takes. The only way out is through. The unhinged manifester acts like their manifestation is already done, even when it makes them look crazy. They make decisions from their new reality, not their old one. They speak from their new identity, not their current one. They carry themselves as the version of themselves who has already received, even when everyone around them is still treating them like the old version. This creates friction. People will question you. Why are you acting like this? Why are you so confident? What's gotten into you? Let them ask. You don't owe anyone an explanation. The unhinged method requires you to be willing to look strange, different, disconnected from your current circumstances. Because the moment you start adjusting your behavior to match your current circumstances, you've abandoned the manifestation. The wealthy version of you doesn't act broke, even when their account is currently low. The loved version doesn't act unworthy, even when they're currently alone. The successful version doesn't act small, even when nothing visible has changed yet. This will look crazy to anyone watching from the outside. Good. That's how you know you're doing it right. If your behavior matches your current circumstances, you're being polite. If it matches your future reality, you're being unhinged, and unhinged is what creates. The unhinged method requires you to stop checking reality for evidence. The polite manifester checks constantly. Did anything change? Is it working? Are there signs? Every check is an inquiry, and every inquiry signals doubt. The unhinged manifester doesn't check. They don't need to. They've claimed it, so it's done. Whether the visible world has caught up yet is not their concern. This is one of the hardest practices because the mind desperately wants to check, just to see, just to confirm. But every check undermines the claim. You have to develop the discipline of not checking, not because checking is forbidden, but because checking is unnecessary, and unnecessary inquiries weaken your manifestation. If you've claimed wealth, you don't keep checking your account. You just live as wealthy. If you've claimed love, you don't keep checking for romantic prospects. You just live as loved. If you've claimed success, you don't keep checking for breakthroughs. You just live as successful. The unhinged confidence to not check is what separates the people who manifest from the people who don't, because checking is a habit of the doubting mind, and the doubting mind has never created anything. Stop checking. Stop measuring. Just keep being, unhingedly, completely, without needing evidence to validate what you've already claimed. The unhinged manifester walks through the world with the energy of someone who has already won. Not arrogance. That's different. Arrogance is performed superiority. The unhinged manifester has settled certainty. The quiet, deep, completely unbothered energy of someone who knows their outcome is guaranteed. This energy is unmistakable when you encounter it in people. They're not desperate. They're not striving anxiously. They're not trying to prove anything. They just are who they are, and they let the world adjust to them rather than adjusting themselves to the world. You can cultivate this energy right now, even with nothing in your current circumstances supporting it, because the energy doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from internal claiming. Walk into rooms tonight with the energy of someone who has already won the game. Make decisions with that energy. Speak with that energy. Carry yourself with that energy. People will notice. They'll respond to you differently. Opportunities will appear. The visible world will start to organize itself around the energy you're bringing, not because you forced it, because you finally embodied it. The unhinged method requires this energy as your default, the energy of someone who has already won. And once you genuinely carry it, the visible world has no choice but to confirm what your energy has been broadcasting all along. Here's the level of commitment the unhinged method requires. Beyond reason. You commit to your new reality so completely that no amount of contradicting evidence can shake you. The bank account can still be low. You remain wealthy in identity. The relationships can still be absent. You remain loved in identity. Circumstances can stay exactly the same. You remain who you've decided to be. This commitment goes beyond reason, because reason would tell you to back down when evidence contradicts your claim. Reason is built on what's visible, and what's visible hasn't caught up to your claim yet. So you commit beyond reason. You decide that you're going to be this new version of yourself, regardless of what the visible world shows, for as long as it takes, without backing down. This is the test that breaks most people. They commit until the evidence contradicts them, and then they back down. And the moment they back down, the manifestation collapses. The unhinged commitment is what protects you from this collapse. You decide up front that no evidence will shake you. No circumstance will pull you back. No amount of time passing without visible progress will make you abandon the claim. This is unreasonable. It looks crazy. It feels uncomfortable. And it's the exact thing that finally produces results. The most powerful time to be unhinged is right before sleep. This is when you bring your claim to its purest form, not asking, not hoping, just claiming. As you fall asleep, you simply assume your wish fulfilled as completely as you assume your own name. I have this, period, done. Good night. That's the energy, not a polite prayer, not a careful visualization, a bold, unhinged declaration that the universe has no choice but to confirm. You don't need to make it elaborate, you just need to make it absolute. As you drift off, you carry the energy of someone who has already received everything they wanted. No doubt, no hedging, no qualifiers. This unhinged claim, made consistently before sleep, gets impressed into your subconscious without interference. And your subconscious has the power to rearrange your entire reality based on what you've claimed. Make this your nightly practice, an unhinged claim before sleep, bold, completely committed, beyond reason, and then sleep in that claim. Wake up the next morning still in that claim. Live the next day from that claim, and then make it again the next night and the next, until the visible world has no choice but to confirm what you've been unhingedly declaring. So here's where we land tonight. The polite manifester never gets what they want. They've been polite for years, and they've gotten polite results, which is to say almost nothing. But the unhinged manifester, the one who claims boldly, commits completely, burns the backup plan, ignores the evidence, and refuses to check reality for permission, they're the ones who actually transform their lives. So tonight, you stop being polite. You go unhinged. Right now, in this moment, claim what you want, boldly, without hedging, without making it reasonable, without preparing for failure. I am wealthy. Done. I am loved. Done. I am successful. Done. Say it like a lunatic. Mean it like a lunatic. Commit to it beyond reason. And then live tomorrow from that claim, even when it looks crazy, even when nothing visible supports it. even when your mind tries to drag you back to politeness. Burn the backup. Stop checking. Carry the energy of someone who has already won. This is the unhinged method. It's the only one that's ever actually worked. And starting tonight, it's yours. The visible world will catch up. It always does, but only for those who are unhinged enough to claim completely and never back down. You're one of those people now, whether your old reality knows it yet or not. Welcome to the unhinged method. Welcome to the only path that actually leads where you've been trying to go. The unhinged method works because it breaks every polite rule that has been keeping you stuck. Claim it like a lunatic. Commit beyond reason, and watch your life transform faster than the polite manifestors who are still asking permission.